What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, hope y'all are doing well. So it's time for another budget video. Happy August, by the way. For those of you wondering, we've had some comments about our fireplace in the past. It's actually like an LED screen, so all this is it's just like a TV.
It's an electric fireplace. We can choose to turn the heat on or off, and we have it off and just on for a nice visual effect.
Yes. So with all that being said, what we're gonna do in today's video is update you guys on what happened in July, go over our July budget, go over the numbers for July, and then we're gonna go over our August budget, what we project this month to look like. And then after that, Brit and I are gonna talk about a few other things regarding our YouTube channel, just some things we've been thinking about financially, some more of our goals. Last month we shared some of our financial wishes, desires, goals, or whatever you want to call it. And if any of you guys are interested in the way that Brit and I budget, we will link our budget template in the description below. It's totally free, no email address required. You guys can download that. And it's pretty much set up the way that Brit and I are setting up our budget currently. This is a little bit different at the bottom. The bottom part, the savings part of our budget is kind of like under construction at the moment. We're kind of testing things out down there. But if you're new to budgeting or maybe are having a hard time like getting started in Excel or something like that, feel free to check out our budget template, and everything's pretty much set up for you. You just have to kind of input all of your custom expenses and things like that. So as we've said before, the way Brittany and I budget is more of it's an irregular income based budget, because while Brittany is on like a 9-to-5 regular work schedule, she gets paid regularly, I don't. As you guys will also see in our budget, the top part is for expenses and the bottom part is for savings. And that's due to the fact that for the longest time, Brittany's and my main objective with our money has been saving, whether it be saving to pay off of all of our debt, or saving for an emergency fund, or saving for a down payment on our house, or saving to reimburse ourselves from our emergency fund, or whatever. Our primary objective, and we've said this on many of our budget videos, has been saving. That will gradually shift more and more toward investing and like a net worth type of deal over the next 3-6 months, or maybe even a year, depending on how things go. There are a million ways to outline your budget. This is how Brittany and I do it. For the people who are new or maybe finding our channel for the first time with this video, we wanted to explain why we do things the way we do them, and that's why.
So we're gonna quickly go over July budget. So basically what we budgeted for is on the left, and our actual totals will be on the right. So we'll go through those pretty quickly. We budgeted $575 for food. We spent $567.80. Our mortgage stays the same. We budget $14.50, just rounded up to a nice even number. It's actually $14.49 and 1 penny. For utilities, we budgeted $200. In July, usually it's pretty hot here in Georgia, so we were running the AC more, but it didn't go up as much as we thought. It was $136.97.
We're expecting this month to be higher though.
Yeah, because this month is definitely trending higher.
It's been like 95 degrees every day.
Yeah. So for gasoline, we budgeted $125. We spent $108.65. Health insurance is taken out of my paycheck, so it's $0. Auto insurance is $150.
That's a few different insurances combined into that one.
Yeah, and that was $279.72.
Okay, so what happened here is we're getting billed for our auto insurance and a couple of other insurances that we have close to the end of the month. So what happened here was I paid July's insurance bill like on July 1st, and then I paid August's insurance like a couple of days ago, like July 29th, something like that. So we've actually paid for 2 months this month, but going forward, this number should be closer to like $150 or so.
Okay, and next, life insurance. Michael has a life insurance policy on him, and we rounded up to $12. It's $11.49. I have life insurance through my work, so that's taken out of my paycheck. For phones, we budgeted $83. We spent $83. For internet, it's usually around $105, and it was $103.69. Haircuts, we budgeted $35. We stayed right at $35. For July, we didn't spend anything on gym memberships or anything like that. We've just been working out at home. For fun money, we budgeted $60. We spent $8.20. We didn't go out that much. My money, I do a separate amount, is $40. I spent $29.05.
These two items right here are basically just things that Brittany and I budget for. So we have a little bit of money in our budget to go out and spend frivolously, and that way we don't really feel guilty about spending money on things that we want.
For miscellaneous, we like to have that in our budget for things that come up unexpectedly. So we budgeted $200 for that. We spent $220.99, so we're over a little bit on that. For house miscellaneous, we like to have that just in case specifically for the house anything comes up. We budgeted $200. We spent $112.34. Furniture, we didn't spend any money on that this month. We wanted to save.
So if you guys are new to the channel or watching for the first time, Brittany and I moved into the house we're in about 4 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. And this is before everything got shut down. And so our plans were to move in and over the next few months buy furniture to furnish our rooms with. We haven't been able to do that because my work has been affected severely with all the shutdowns. And so our income has been cut a lot. And we've kind of had to put a lot of the financial plans we had on hold. So we have a bunch of unfinished rooms in our house. Okay, so scrolling down, in total, our total expenses for July were $3,145.91. We budgeted $34.35, so we are a few $100 under budget, which is good. So like I said before, this was the expenses part of our budget. Coming down here, this is going to be our savings and kind of like income portion of our budget. So on the left-hand side, these are all of our savings accounts, checking accounts right here. This is our current amount, the amount that we have currently. This is our income, and these two things are blacked out because Brittany's under an NDA. These things aren't really our income. These are just estimations of our income, but we're blacking them out anyway.
Right.
These are our expenses in this column and the net over here, meaning our current amount plus our income minus our expenses. And then this number way down here at the bottom should be about the amount of money that we have at the end of the month. So at the beginning of July, among all of our accounts, we had about $32,500. Our income we projected to be this much. I'm not sure exactly how much it was. I think it was a little bit more than this. Our expenses were this much. Now this is different than up here. This is a change that Brittany and I made a couple months ago. We used to budget for medical and car repairs up here in our expenses portion. Things kept coming up, and medical expenses and car repairs are things that like we just can't plan for very well. Things come up out of the blue, cost thousands of dollars or whatever, and it's just something that's very difficult to prepare for. We changed this part of our budget a couple of months ago to include medical expenses and car repairs down here. So we're not really budgeting for those items up here anymore. However much those things cost every month is going to be in this part of our budget.
Yeah, it's basically like a sinking funds savings account, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
So we can throw money into it beforehand and then keep track of it and move our savings around to basically replenish what we've spent and just keep track of it that way. So
this month we had a little over $1,500 of medical expenses. I've been feeling like I've needed to see a chiropractor for a while. This is what the majority of this is. Probably like $1,300 of this is for chiropractic care, and as probably a lot of you guys know, chiropractic care is something that insurance doesn't really pay much for, if anything. And so all of this is coming out of our pocket. And I'm feeling like it's working because there are a lot of things about just how I feel that are better. Business expenses, I estimated $500. We actually didn't spend nearly that much. So in reality, this number down here isn't too, maybe off by like a few $100s because I don't think I spent nearly $500 in business expenses, but around $5,400 or so in expenses. So our net, we projected $32,896.06 at the end of the month of July, which brings us to our August budget for 2020.
Yeah, so you'll see that a lot of the amounts are pretty much the same. So for food, we budgeted $575, mortgage $1,450, utilities $200, gasoline $150. We increased it a little bit more because I do expect to drive more. Health insurance, again, taken out of my paycheck. Auto insurance, about $140. Life insurance, $12. Phones, we've already prepaid for. And then internet, $105. Haircuts, $35. Gym, still $0. Fun money, $60, and my money, $40.
We're eventually going to get back into a gym.
Eventually, yeah. I may try it out this month. Miscellaneous, again, $200. House miscellaneous, $200, and furniture, $200.
So total expenses for August, $3,367. Hopefully it'll be less than that. Coming down here to the savings portion again. Again, we have all of our checking and savings accounts over here. The current amount we have in them, so we currently have almost $33,800. Our estimated income, hopefully it'll be more than this. Usually we try and be a little bit conservative when it comes to our income and a little bit liberal when it comes to our estimated expenses.
Right.
But estimated income, estimated expenses here, and our net, how much we hope to have at the end of the month, just under $35,000.
So for July, we projected about $32,800, and we have about $33,800. So we've increased about $1,000 from what we projected for last month, which is nice.
The biggest reason we share our budgets with you guys is so we kind of give an example of what it looks like to budget month over month, and that way people who may not be familiar with budgeting or may be looking into it can kind of like get a visual representation of how to do it and what it looks like. At least like for me, I'm a very visual learner, so it helps tremendously if I can see somebody do something first and then after that try it myself. I hope us sharing our budgets is valuable to you guys. Even if you already know how to budget, I know a lot of people just enjoy watching how other people spend their money. That being said, for those of you who have been following Brittany's and my budget videos and our budget updates month over month, you may have noticed that Brittany and I have only been able to save about $6,000 over the last 4 months. We've kind of been in a state of financial stagnation, like this financial limbo or treading water. At least that's what it feels like. Last year, we were able to save about $3,300, $3,500 a month on average. The past 4 months, it's been about half of that, unfortunately. There are bad aspects of that, and there are good aspects of that on the flip side. The bad aspects is that pretty much half of Brittany's and my income has been cut due to both of the industries I work in kind of going to a standstill. On the flip side, what that has meant for Brittany and I is that we're kind of being forced to pivot in another direction. And since we've been wanting to do YouTube for so long, we're like, well, let's just focus on YouTube. So Brittany's been, for the past 4 months, it's mostly been Brittany going to work and getting a steady paycheck, and me just focusing on building up YouTube. It seems to be working, at least I think you guys are enjoying our content. For those of you who watch our content and comment and engage and everything, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
We do really appreciate it.
The growth over the past couple months has been incredible too. I mean, like at the very beginning of, or not, maybe not the very beginning, but like back when we had maybe like 500 subs, at this point, we only saw ourselves having maybe 1,000. At this point, we're coming up on 6,000. So it's been, the growth has been insane. So what Brittany and I are doing is we're going to continue on the path that we're on. We've set up our finances in such a way that we can survive on one of our incomes, and we always have a 6-month emergency fund in place, and we have that as well. And so we're basically taking a risk with YouTube right now. The amount of time that I'm putting into this, Brittany's putting into this, we could be using for a lot of other things, and we're not. So there's a decent amount of risk involved. I mean, this may not even work out long term. But in our view, the potential long-term rewards, if YouTube gets to the place where we want it to get to, far outweigh and exceed the alternative right now, which would be me getting a full-time job somewhere or transitioning into another industry, being self-employed still. So with the risk that comes with what we're doing right now, with our goals, we have to be very safe in many other areas of our life. That's something else that Brittany and I feel has led to us kind of treading water financially for the past 4 months or so. So the point is, patience. We have to have patience, and that's very difficult, especially when it comes to money, and especially for me. I don't like standing still, and so when I see our bank account balance not really doing much of anything, I'm like, I don't know, it's just like makes my stomach turn or something on the inside. But again, we're hoping long term, this risk that we're taking with YouTube is going to be well worth it. We figure this is a great time to start because I wouldn't be doing much of anything anyway in the other 2 industries that I'm in. We hope maybe by Brittany and I doing this, we can give you guys inspiration in this area as well. If you are set up in a financial place where you have an emergency fund, your income is such that you can maybe kind of start to focus on something else, something that you could potentially see being this huge, wonderful thing, it may be worth the risk to try.
Yeah.
And put some other things in your life on hold. That's what Brittany and I are doing, and obviously we'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah. If things work out, we'll let you know. If they don't, we'll let you know as well.
Yeah, and they're working out. At least financially, they're working out a little bit. We earned a lot more money last month than I thought we would have, and we may make a video this month about how much money we've earned from YouTube so far. It's not a ton of money, but it's a lot more than we initially thought we would be getting at this point.
With all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and comment if you have any questions or if you're going through the same thing and things that have helped you. We'd really like to hear.
So again, our budget template is in the description if you guys are interested in that. Pre-made, again, no email address required, completely free. Our Robinhood link is also in the description. If you want to start investing, sign up with Robinhood with our link. You get a free stock, we get a free stock, it helps out everybody. And with that being said, we'll see you next time.
Bye. Let me start over.